Alright folks, it's Matt Manish here. Today I'm going to talk about barbarianness, and so I got into character a little bit. Okay, so we'll start off by saying that barbarians, as you know, I'm talking about in the Roman times. I am currently dressed as a Germanic one. I haven't layered the shield yet. But they mostly fought with spears, at least the Germanic ones. Germany and Latin, I think it was, actually means land of the spearmen, so that's where they got their name. And most of them carried very large shields. Now, one of the reasons for this, reason why I believe this was such a common thing, was because they couldn't afford really good armor. Barry Jacobson once said, commenting about the Celts, that the shield is the poor man's armor. And I'll demonstrate this by showing, if you don't have really anything protecting your arm like I do, I've got pants on and that's it. When you stand like this, or if you have your spear overhand like this, you're pretty much covered. You don't need armor. If they go for your foot, you put the shield down, or they put it up for your head. So there really isn't a lot they can hit. You can move the shield, you can put it up like this and come under. Very versatile. And then the spear gives you an advantage because you're able to keep your opponent out at a distance. You know, you can go underhand, you know, and reach out, or you could go, watch where I'm pointing, overhand and throw out. So now the thing about that is that, but with a spear, if you thrust in and they hit it aside and it goes down, or when you're over and they put it down into the ground and you can't pull it back and they rush you, you can do two things. You can rather drop it and then draw something else, or you can put the shield up. That's where a shield comes in handy. I know this from doing reenactment stuff and actually fighting other people in this sort of manner. And when they come in, you put your shield up and you blinded them. They can't see you now. And you just you put a piece of metal in their face and wood. And that's when you can reach back and draw your short sword and come under and fight in this sort of manner. So that's where the short sword comes in handy. This is something that I made out of spare shelving. It's a sax. And so the thing about this is, if your spear's broken, or if you just don't have a spear, which pretty much almost all of them did, if it breaks or you drop it, or you just, that's really the only times you would drop your spear in battle, you would draw this. Now this to most people seems like a weird idea to fight with pretty much a knife. But the good thing about this is when you're in a battle and you're coming in, and if you're shield to shield with a guy, a longer sword's going to do you no good. It's going to get caught over his shoulder or down at your feet. This, you can pull back like that, and you can stab under, you can come over the top, you can even kind of, if you come in, you can come down on him like that, in a nice pit grip as well. So these saxes at least have a lot of heft to them as well, even this one. So you can even do some short chopping at wrists and ankles, you know, kind of come down, or you can, you know, there's a lot of things you can do with this. Now, I personally don't have a helmet, and most of them probably would have had some sort of head protection, whether it be just padding or actually a metal helmet. So, you know, the only armor they would have had would be their helmet, pants, and then shield. You know, shield is the poor man's armor. Something else about this is that the shield, this is actually made of plywood. It's 4-layered plywood. I used to have a small circular shield, and I thought that was pretty heavy at the time, but that was a couple of years ago. And then I upgraded to this, and I have to do shield reps in the beginning because I wasn't used to how heavy this thing was. So, you know, that's something, that the shield is heavy, but it keeps you alive. Something else is, if you don't have, if like your short sword is knocked out of your hand, then you can still use this, I guess, if you have to, as a pretty long distance punching sort of weapon. Or you could just come in, and if there's room, or if you're in a duel, you can come in and crush the guy with it. You can beat him down, and then I guess pick it up and attack him with it as well. But another thing about this, I'll pick the spear back up. When you're in a formation, you can have the large shields and then a spear down, and you're pretty much block from. No one's going to want to charge a wall of spears, especially on a horse. Horses aren't suicidal like you see in movies where they just kind of run in and they all hit the spears and like the scene in Braveheart where they all lift it up. Which I guess, I guess that they did catch him off guard there. But horses aren't going to run into spears. You pretty much protect yourself. And besides, no one's going to want to close with a horse unless they're stopped. So if they turn around instead of charging through, that's better for you because as a frontline man, even if the first one hits your spear, the spear's going to break because of how big the horse is, and it's still going to come in and hit you and probably kill you just because of the mass. So there you go. You scare horses away, and no one's going to want to charge that. And also with these massive shields, you can protect yourself from arrows pretty well while advancing into battle. You can come in this sort of manner, or if you're just there, you can even put your shield down, you down, and have other guys like in a tortoise formation that the Romans had. Well, that's just a few short things that I have to say about the barbarian fighting methods and stuff. Starting outside, it's kind of nasty. And sorry I haven't been putting up a lot of videos. I actually never have. If you haven't noticed, I'm 15. I'm actually on spring break right now, so I have time to do this. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time.